Oftentimes, we as humans spend our lives obsessing over material objects. Meanwhile, we overlook the fact that we, ourselves, are comprised of materials of the gods. Our true fulfillment rests upon our acknowledgement of the power within each of us to create, to inspire, to live, to be.
I've been up, I've been down, all the lost it all the time is in my soul. Whoa, what to look fear in inside, and no surprise that it ain't good enough to. Whoa, I done that's with the devil, they tried to lower my level. They said I need to give it up and settle, nigga, this is God's material. Whoa, this is God's material. Whoa.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clue the motherfucking Down for another episode of Country Fan Mail Podcast. And as y'all see, and as y'all been seeing me heavily promote, we are here with the homie Lyphe from the group Star and Lyphe. What's going on with your boy?
What's going on, bro? Glad to be here. Yo, that intro was dope, bro. That was crazy. I like that.
Hey, man, I be trying. Yeah, man. I started getting on it, man, because I started doing the interviews, and I wasn't trying to pay nobody to do that. So I was like, let me just figure out how to do it, man.
Yeah, man. That stuff gets expensive. So if you can learn it, then absolutely, you got to do it.
Already, man. But shit, man, let's go ahead and roll into it. But so the first question I'm gonna ask you before we get into anything, man. So what was the first song you listened to when you woke up this morning?
The first song I listened to when I woke up this morning. Ooh. That's a good question. Well,
I usually stuff people with that way.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll be honest and probably a little bit embarrassing if you will, but me being a family man, taking the kids to school or whatever, trying to keep them calm, it's usually going to be some Kids Bop or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But listen, like they take actual songs that are like popular right now and put them out like with like kids singing them or whatever. So. Sometimes they be dope, the lyrics is always
it be some bops, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny you're the second person that's actually said that. I interviewed Show Baraka. I don't know if you heard of him. He's a big Christian artist, and he said the exact same thing. He was like, he's like some Mary Poppins or some Kids Bop, saying something like that. Do your kids ever request your music when you're going to school?
They actually do, man. Like they actually be singing God's material sometimes. Like if you look at the background I got right there, that joint is out right now featuring Chris Rivers. Also part of the intro. Again, appreciate that. Their uncle Anthony, who's Flam on that song, is actually the one singing the hook. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
They know that he's a singer and everything else. So it's like, play the song with Uncle Anthony singing. You know what I'm saying? So it's that. And then me and Star actually did a song called Be the Man, where we actually dedicated that song to our daughters. So, like they love hearing that song. They love watching that video as well. So
that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's seeing that whole aspect, saying really keeping it in the family. Everybody kind of knows each other. I feel like because that representation matters. We see so many different people doing it, but to see us doing it, it clearly has an effect because they want to listen to it.
It does, definitely. And then like for me, like the other dope thing about it, just kind of bringing it full circle with the girls is the fact that like they know daddy raps, you know what I'm saying? So if they're reading something or they have a thought or whatever, they'll come up to me, they'll say, Daddy, I thought of 2 words that rhyme, and they'll be like, nice and mice. And I'm like, okay, girl, that's good. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they love the, fact that dad spits and they're always like, listen, I got bars for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. You know what I mean?
So are they like kind of getting ready? Are they putting pen to pad? They about to come up?
I would say my older one probably is like a little bit more in tune with it. She's not writing nothing down yet. You know what I'm saying? But she's definitely memorizing like little lyrics here and there that she hears and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Hey,
that's how it starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. Yeah, we need more Rhapsodies out there, man. For real.
Yes, we do.
Or more like them, I'm saying definitely she's on one for sure, man. So talking about saying children or childhood. So what was that moment in your life? Maybe maybe it wasn't even childhood. What was the moment in your life that you realized that I'm about to make music because like I'm actually dope at this shit?
It's funny. It's funny. Like one of the moments that I thought that really kind of brought it full circle for me was what I'm saying. I ended up getting put in this school that's close to Getty Square in Yonkers. So, what I'm saying, I grew up in White Plains, moved to Yonkers when I was about 12, 13 years old, and I was just wilding when I was out there. So my mom took me out of public school. She put me in private school, church school. So I'm walking around with my suit and tie on every day, you know what I'm saying, church school stuff or whatever. But I was always playing video games in this area of Yonkers called Getty Square. And basically one day this dude was in there spitting, and like, you know, he had the crowd around him or whatever. So a couple of, you know, friends of mine from White Plains, they also rapped. So they got me right in and, you know, thinking, you know, let me try this out or whatever. So then like I walked in, this dude was spitting, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go up and just start going. So I literally walked up and started going, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember the rhyme or nothing like that, but like I do recall people around me like, yo, look at this dude in like his church clothes, he's killing them. You know what I'm saying? So you know, like, and like the crowd, like everybody around me was like, yo, this kid is nice. So in that, my man Star was in the crowd. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like I you know, seen him once or twice or whatever, you know, whatever. So, you know, him being in the crowd, he approached me like, yo, you nice. Like, yo, we should do something. And I was like, all right, bet, let's go.
How would you at this time? How would you?
I was probably like 14, I think. This was like 92, bro. 92. Damn. So 30 years ago. It was 30 years ago.
That's wild. That's why I feel like that's a, you know, everybody's story is very unique, you know what I'm saying, before I say what I'm about to say, but I feel like that's a very common story, especially for like that New York artist to like, y'all heard the guy rapping in the square, and like, you know, say the circle, the people was crowding around him, and it's like, but it's beautiful though, because I feel like, you know, me being from the South, you know, I mean, before we had our own wave, everything that we were getting was from the North, as far as hip hop and everything, until we got our own wave, you know, it started popping down, you know, saying Atlanta, Florida, and shit like that. Uncle Luke, you know, Dungeon Family started popping, you know, coming up. So it took some time, but yeah, before that, that's all we saw, you know what I'm saying? All we saw was, you know what I'm saying, you know, the Biggies going all the way back to, you know, way before then. And that's where they kind of got that legendary start, you know, or, you know, even Brown Sugar, you know, we all love Brown Sugar. And shit, hey, speaking of Star, here we go popping in here. I'm going to bring him into the stream, man. Hey, what's good?
What's good?
What's going on, man? What's going on? I appreciate you coming in, man.
My apologies.
Oh, it's all good, man. It happens. It happens. I appreciate you coming in, man. So yeah, just catching you up on everything. Essentially, yeah. So I'm gonna start you with the first question that I actually asked Lyphe. What was the first song that you listened to when you woke up this morning?
Oh man.
He caught me too.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even think I listened. Nah, I'm lying. I went to the gym. The first song I listened to was "Make No Issue of It" by Jim Jones. That was the first joint that came on. Yeah.
Is this a new off his new album?
Nah.
It is an older
that
joint.
might have came out like 2 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked that question for a reason, because like I know for me personally, whatever song I listen to or whatever kind of wakes me up, it kind of sets the mood for the day, sometimes unintentionally, you know what I'm saying? And I have to be careful, you know what I'm saying, with certain shit, because, you know, or, you know, I'm just gonna act accordingly, but you know, either way. But yeah, he was bringing me up on the story. He said, you know, how, you know, he went to the spot, he was rapping, and y'all was in the crowd, or you were in the crowd.
I was talking about Getty Square.
Yeah, damn, I missed all of that. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
we had already known each other. You know how like growing up, you know somebody just from seeing them frequently. But I don't even think we ever really spoke too much. We just played the game, and then on that day, I walked in, and one of our mans, a mutual friend of ours, you know, I seen him rapping. And it was so crowded, and I was like, yo, who is he? Who's rapping over here? Like, and then I heard his voice, and I look over, and I'm like, nah, this is not this dude. You know what I mean? So after he was done, I hit him up, and I was just like, yo, you want to come to my crib and make a demo? And that's how that happened.
That was history. Okay, all right. So just backing up just a little bit, what was the moment that you knew that you wanted to make music?
Hold on, it's freezing.
Oh, he said
maybe okay, y'all good. Y'all
got
me
now.
He said his question was, when did you know that your partner was destined for greatness?
I mean, listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I really thought he was chump change every time I played him before the battle, because I used to beat him every time.
You talking about
after
Street
the
Fighter,
battle?
so like we always met
Street Fighter too.
It was his Chinese restaurant that had Street Fighter 2 in the front. So everybody would go there after school, you know, so like you know, that whole shit, you fucking say your lunch money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was, you know, it was that.
Shit, okay. So you
remember we played in a Jamaican store. We played in a Jamaican store, Dean's People's store. But you know, once I heard him, I mean, I maintain this belief. Once I heard him, and I was like, yo, there's nobody better than him that I ever heard in my life. Period. So
were you writing at the time? Were you writing at the time?
Nah, I wasn't even a rapper. I was a makeshift DJ, and I use that term lightly. No disrespect to any DJ.
Okay. I see the pair. I
was a makeshift DJ. In fact, I did only have one. Now I had two, but they wasn't even Technique 1200s. It was like some knockoff brand.
Some new market. You had to put the nickel on that shit to keep it still.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, in fact, my peoples had to put that whole set DJ equipment on layaway and all that, everything.
Hey man, that's a story though. So tell me about the first tape or the first EP, you know, in the first project that y'all actually did together.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I can remember because he's a big Redman fan. You know, I fuck with Redman too, but he was like, yo, Redman. At the time, 90s, he was like, yo, Redman is my favorite rapper, and Queen Latifah. And I think we made a song called Top Notch that sampled Redman, the Top Notch of the block, sampled that little joint. But there was another song that we made. It was just called, because I think he was going to Georgia he wasn't like a knucklehead like bad, but he just wasn't listening to his people. So they would send his ass to Georgia. And at the last minute,
that's where they send all the criminals.
I think it might have been Flip. He came up with this beat. I couldn't even tell you what it sounded like now, but the shit was fire, and we just decided to call it the one verse outro, and that's how we ended the demo. And I don't know what happened to that joint. Listen, all them songs that was on there, I couldn't tell you where they at right now.
Man, I swear there's so much shit that's lost that I feel like I mean, people that we've never heard of, will never hear of, like this shit just gets lost because technology changes, shit gets, you know, thrown away, tossed, burned, whatever the situation is, man. That's wild.
Might be on ADAT for real.
Facts.
I'm aging myself right now.
And I was sitting here like, oh, let me write that down. What was that again? So with that being said, I'm gonna get a question since we're on the topic. So I mean, so when I listen to y'all's music, and me and Lyphe were talking a little bit about it. I listen to y'all's music, and when you listen to what's really, I guess, I'm not gonna say popping because I'm not gonna say popping. I'm just gonna say what is popular in New York right now as far as like the drill rap and you know what I'm saying, type of shit. Like, where do y'all kind of find yourselves as far as, I mean, y'all stick to what y'all do. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stick to what y'all do. Y'all don't really, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have variety, y'all have range, don't get me wrong, but y'all not going the popular route, which I respect. So what gives y'all the motivation to really stay on that course?
I'm gonna let Star try to answer that
one. You know what, honestly, first of all, I think it's just in us. Pause. You know, we come from that era, and you know, I'm about to segue and then come back. But like, I was thinking about the other day, I don't really have a problem with none of the new age music like that. Like, everything happens in waves. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we was coming up, we liked, you know, that was what was popular to us and people in our age bracket. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we liked, you know, and we kind of branched out from that. And so those are the that's what we emulate, because that's the era that we grew up in. Mm-hmm. If we was 17, then we would probably be emulating drill rap, and that's the type of rap that we would make. You know what I mean? So
I got you.
We make what we comfortable with, and what, you know, what resonates with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got anything to add to that, like?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he, you know, pretty much summed it up. You know, that's what it is. I do feel like, you know what I'm saying, and I think I probably said this in conversations a million times over and over, but like, I do feel like there's other genres of music, like, you know, I'm thinking about rock and roll, like off the top of my head, where there seems to be a lot more respect for what came before you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do what came before you, but you can at least acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? and I don't think hip hop does a very good job of that. You know, I think some people do, but just ultimately, like overall, we don't do like a really good job of that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what we do is considered old people music. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
and I think that's really unfortunate. Like I feel like that's hella unfortunate. We like, it gets so caught up in kind of like everybody's trying to be the new thing versus just sticking with where it's at. You know,
right.
because there was nothing wrong with it, type shit.
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying. But that's interesting take, man. So diving into this album y'all have out right now, Win, Losses, and Draws. So that tape, man. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. So so when I'm picking my music for the day, you had to figure out what you want to do. You want to have some chill shit. Do you want to have some bullshit music? You know, so it's gonna give you hype. Or do I want to listen to rap? Like, do I want some rap? Like, I have this album in the same album. I mean, in the same playlist with what just dropped recently. I don't know if y'all heard Chomp 2 by Russ. I got that in the same playlist. You talking about rap? Like it's just bars, and that's what I can really appreciate it. And then you'll hear some shit like Coco in the middle of it. You'd be like, yo, it just took me off with like you'd be on the wave, and then which is great. It's a great song, but it just changes the whole vibe of it. So I guess my question to bring it all around is like, what was y'all's favorite? What are both of y'all's favorite tracks from that mixtape or from that album? Excuse me. And what was the most fun part when you were making it?
Go ahead, Star. Favorite track?
My favorite track off of Wins, Losses, and Draws. You know, at first I was like, my favorite track is my favorite is 11th Hour. That's my favorite, and probably the least. You know what I mean? I think because aside from everything else that we talk about on the album, you know, our kids, our family, what we trying to do. The album was really like about us and our relationship, you know what I mean? And it took 30 years to get to that point, you know, of everything in between, you know, so it's just like an ode to our relationship as friends and how we relate as MCs and everything like that. So that's, you know, I think it's a very personal song, obviously. So that's my favorite.
Okay. My favorite, and I'm drinking a glass right here, Star. If you could tell me what this is,
Centauri.
My man.
I was gonna say that. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy because when I first sent him that beat, he was like, "Nah, I don't really like this beat." And then he was like, "Oh, send me your lyrics." And then I'm gonna say the turnaround was probably like, I don't know, maybe 10 hours or something. And then he spit his verse, and I was like, "Damn," you know what I mean? Like, I thought you didn't like the beat.
It's different. That shit different, man.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah,
so you said, "Oh Lord."
Oh Lord, yeah. Oh Lord is my favorite. Again, you know, like to me, it's not just like the actual song itself. It's the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that was the first video that we ever shot. We shot it where we grew up. We shot it in Yonkers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, so like you know, I live in Florida now. He lives West Coast. So for us to go back to where we came from in the middle of December, on top of that, you know, we both live in like you know, warmer climates now. So it's like, you know, we out there freezing, but it was like, yo, like I'm having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Shooting this video, best friends for 30 years. It's the first video we ever did. You know what I'm saying? So that song is always gonna have like a real significance with me.
Damn, that's really dope.
And I'm drinking Suntory.
Man, you know,
we drank a whole bottle of Suntory that day too.
Yes, we did. Yep, we finished the video and we literally just passed out drunk. Like literally passed out drunk.
Dude crashed his drone on the side of the building and all that. It was it was a day. It was definitely a day.
That's one of my favorite whiskeys. So when I saw it, and then like literally, I think hold on, you know what I'm saying? Let me not mess it up. I don't want to misquote you. Centauri whiskey in the crystal glasses, like literally first line. I was just like, yo, like I mean, that's one of my favorite whiskeys. And I mean, I'm mad I didn't actually take the video on here, but if y'all don't mind, I would like to play a clip from the Oh Lord real quick. So y'all can go ahead and bring that. Y'all go ahead and introduce that track in real fast.
All right, so this track. Yeah, start. Not my
no, I ain't even you know, this is Oh Lord, a little snippet of the video, Oh Lord off of Wins, Losses, and Draws. You know what I mean? Go ahead, drop it.
Yes, sir.
Mama, she worked so hard.
Yeah, she did.
To earn every penny.
Pass me that glass and that bottle.
Oh, Lord. Something is holding me back.
We gotta keep pushing.
Suntory in the crystal glasses, half full. Eyes in the mirror, framed in bamboo. Hair smell like Cantu, coconut scent. Remember growing up when we played hot peas and butter till my mama called me in. Pops was going off Jamaican rum. I'm in the bed faking what? Hoping that he wake me up. Present day I'm breaking up. They going from the physical. I miss them both. This a toast. Raise my hand like it's an oath. Recited with no missing quotes. All factual, ain't no fiction spoke. All I know is wisdom, hope, and elevate. Lifted growth and celebrate more life, cause hella waits. For heaven's sake, my mindset is stand strong and never break. My pedigree is heavyweight, solid to the core. I'm Rocky in part 4, watching Apollo hit the floor. So I sip a little more, drown my sorrows with my pores, but still swimming to find the finish line. Gold medal breaststroke.
All right, I'll get lost in that whole track, man. But yeah, man, y'all definitely go check that out. That's Old Lord by Star and Lyphe off the Wins, Losses, and Draws album. Yeah. Man, cause that thing, man, it gets me lost, and it was that one, and y'all already mentioned the God Material as I had in it for the intro. Those two tracks, I think, for one, like I'm really big. I mean, you know, I'm not super old, but I'm not super young. You know, I'm 31, so I'm not really into a lot of the shit that's going on right now because I feel like, you know, a lot of it doesn't have a message. So I feel like, especially at the beginning of God's Material, you know, saying that message is a spoken word. From what I was understanding, you do a lot of spoken word, right? Is that so?
And I don't, you know, I like poetry though. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I like poetry. I think for me it's easier to write poetry than it is to write rhymes, but
hey, it ain't nothing but poetry.
Basically.
It ain't, you know that's one thing, you know, because I was listening to I think it was the Where I'm From freestyle with you, Lyphe, and honestly, when you listen to it, and you know what I'm saying, and the videography of it was dope too. It was literally nothing but a poem. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but, you know what I'm saying, boom, like, you know what I'm saying, you put it down and you ended it like, you know, it was almost like it almost put me in the headspace of what was it, the Common joint. I used to love her because you don't know what he's talking about, even though you know what he's talking about, and at the end you just like New York, like hip hop,
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely appreciated that.
Good looking, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. So in the industry, or in the, you know, in the rap game, how have y'all felt like it's been like maneuvering as far as like, you know, independent artists being signed artists, you know, either side of that, like, and where do y'all prefer to slide?
I mean, I would honestly say that for us, it's probably more of, you know, us wanting to be independent artists. We don't want to necessarily be tied to any kind of, you know, contract, you know, obligation. You know what I'm saying? You know, like just basically having the freedom among ourselves to just create whenever we want to, create what we want to as well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we ever really want to be signed. I mean, I'm not really sure if that answered the question or not, but.
Oh no, it definitely answers the question. I mean,
and I concur 100%. You know what I mean? Like the only stipulations that we really gotta conform to are each other. You know what I mean? But with a label, you know, and we definitely, you know, not that we super busy or whatever, but like, you know, when you older and you got a life, you got kids, you got family, you got work, you got whatever. It's a lot to, you know, we're not just gonna be in a studio for 8 hours a day. Not no hate to anybody that does, but like he said, being completely independent is not cheap, but it gives us the freedom to create when we want to create and do what we want.
Right.
For sure. And I can imagine, you know, saying, like, I know y'all mentioned y'all's families, and that's kind of where I want to, you know, segue just a little bit into like where does y'all, you know, saying y'all's families come into the big scheme of things? Because I know I hear y'all mention it all the time, and he was telling me in the God's jeez, I'm just losing my mind right now. But you said that the cat that sung the hook was your uncle, was your children's uncle, or your brother, essentially.
Yeah. So basically, and actually, if you listen to the song "Missing You" on wins, losses, and draws, you know, both of us talk about losing our moms, you know what I'm saying? So we actually both lost both of our parents, you know what I'm saying? You know, different phases of, you know, life or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? My aunt and my uncle adopted me, and my aunt is, you know, is my dad's sister, and my uncle is Irish Italian. So it's always funny, you know, me and him walking around, he's telling everybody this is my son, and they pause, they're like,
yeah, because
you know what I'm saying? But you know, he's basically been with my aunt since I was 2 years old. Like I remember him from when I was a little baby, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you know, they basically adopted me, and their kids look Puerto Rican. So, you know what I'm saying? That's flam, you know what I'm saying? So
sure.
my girls know Uncle Anthony very good, you know what I'm saying? So anytime they see him on TV or video or whatever, that's Uncle Anthony, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what's
you know,
up.
yeah.
This is good. And like it as far as like, I mean, as far as the I guess maneuvering through the business, like, do you ever find it hard trying to balance that, you know what I'm saying? I guess like that work life type balance, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do you ever find it hard to, you know, you want to be in the studio, but the family wants you around, you want to be around, but the family, you know, but you need to be in the studio type shit?
Till this day, in my Deontay Wilder voice, it's always something. It's always something.
How do y'all maneuver through that shit though?
Carefully. And Lyphe is married, so you know, but his wife is well supportive. You know what I mean? My oldest daughter is 16, and she just started living with me last year. So, you know, I'm still adapting to that, but she plays sports, so she has something going on damn near every weekend. And then I got a 3.5-year-old. So, and then they basically both think that they're grown. So, you know, it's definitely a challenge. It's definitely a challenge.
It sounds like it, man. It sounds like it. I always appreciate so much because the hearing, you know, I was telling Lyphe, I hearing artists talk about their families and their music, because I feel like so many people just like they just don't. And I'm not saying that everybody should, you know what I'm saying? Some people want to keep it completely separate, and I definitely respect that. But I think that, you know what I'm saying, to an extent, people just feel like, you know, you talk about your family or whatever, unless it's somebody that's passed, like it's not hard or it's not the thing to do. It's like that's the hardest thing you can do personally, is talk about how hard you would go for yours, you know what I'm saying, for the people that's, you know, that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, I definitely, you know, I heard that about your music, and I definitely appreciated it.
I mean, for us to kind of go off of what you just said, for us, you know, I don't think that we ever had any sort of intention to fabricate our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Never. Nope.
You know, our kids
can you repeat that one more time for the people in the background?
What was that?
So can you repeat that one more time
for the people in the back?
Yeah, I said we never, ever had any intention of ever fabricating our life. You know what I'm saying? It was always going to be genuine to us. You know what I mean? So everything we ever talk about, anything you ever hear us say, it happened. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not going to be a lot of, you know, shoot 'em up bars and all that other crazy stuff, because we ain't really about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just about making good hip hop and talking about real shit.
For sure. And I think that's the only way to do it, because I feel like everybody gets exposed at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like at this point,
facts,
it doesn't really, like, it almost doesn't even matter if you get exposed.
Yeah, no,
like
you going down the right road. It's weird. Like, you get exposed as a fraud in any aspect, and it's like, as long as you still do something that people deem entertaining, they're gonna welcome you back with open arms. Yeah,
like nothing happened, and it's just so weird. And if you wonder why shit's fucked up, but either way. But so I do have some questions. I actually got some questions from the audience. I'm gonna just say it's the audience, but y'all know it's from David. So
what up, David?
So for Lyphe, he said, how would your family life influence you to change the way that you write and even change your motivations to this day?
Well, I think that when we made Wins, Losses, and Draws, you know, like the idea was actually Stars, you know what I'm saying? Like to put the album together. You know, we've been doing music on and off forever. You know what I'm saying? But it was his idea, and part of what he said was, you know, I think it's important for, you know, for him at least to basically leave a legacy, you know, like to show his kids, hey, this is something that I wanted to do. I sat down, I mapped out a plan. I worked on it, and I was able to accomplish it. You know what I'm saying? So,
sure.
you know, I basically piggybacked off of that. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, same thing for my kids. They can see, you know, daddy and his best friend sat down. They put a plan together. They executed, and they got it done. You know what I mean? So I think that definitely influenced us doing this, you know, specific project. And then I guess, you know, just overall, again, just talking about real hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure that the music that we put out is always going to be true to ourselves. That was like the most important thing.
For sure. Okay. And this one's for you, Star. I'm gonna try to read this so it makes sense. He says, where did you get your style or look from? It doesn't quite fit NY or LA. No Timbs or he said no Timbs or Champion hoodies, no Chucks. He said, so you just trying to figure out where you got your style from.
Nah, the crazy thing is, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't have one pair of Timbs in my little repertoire, my arsenal of footwear, because probably like 6 years ago, I had a pair of beef and broccolis, and I took them out to go wear them in the Soul Crumble. And after that, I was just like, yo, I'm not messing with these no more. But I do have a few Champion hoodies. My style of dress is influenced by a lot. You know, I went to Catholic school my whole life, so I always, you know, people always made fun of me, you know, when I was coming home or whatever, you know, because everybody else went to public school. But I always, you know, I mix a little bit of everything in my style.
Would you say it was kind of? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, would you say it was kind of influenced by like like what you were seeing, like the different like, you know, hip hop, MTV and shit, or wherever it was playing? You know, you seen some West Coast shit, you seen some Southern shit.
Or really like when when we was younger growing up, you know, like now you get on Instagram, you know, and you know, you can look at whatever hashtag this type of outfit of the day, and you can see, like, for me back then, you know, in the 80s or whatever, like I was influenced mainly like sneakers, drug dealers, you know what I mean? They always had the dopest, newest sneakers, you know, so that was a big thing to me. And then, you know, like different things that I saw. I think the first time I seen the what is the name of this song? It's Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. It's Dre Day, and that was I seen Snoop. He had on like the dark brown Dickie suit with the beanie, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, to me, I'm like, yo, I never seen nobody dressed like that. You know, so I just infuse things like that with whatever I have laying around.
For sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you just got to grab it from anywhere. Cause I feel like that influence is going. Yeah. I was a little bit of the same, and I didn't do too much shit that everybody was doing in the South. But I went to a regular ass public school, but I was just a little weird.
And not even to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I just want to put this out there for the record to let it be known that from anywhere from 2003 to 2006, I never wore a tall tee in my life. But now we can move on. Never, ever, ever. I never.
That's a soundbite.
I never, ever thought about buying one. Ever.
Never a pair of Jabos.
Yo, nah. I had a pair of Jabos, but I'm saying I never had them Foot Locker tees that came down to your knee. Yo, if anybody tells you they saw me wearing one, if anybody tells you they see me wearing one of those, I want photographic evidence because it don't exist.
Oh man.
Yeah, nah. I never had one of those.
I was rocking them tall tees.
You had a tall tee?
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, hey. Damn.
It was a rough moment for us, you know, at that point.
My shit was like quadruple X.
Hey, but
I'm like, yo, my nigga, you only weigh like 180. What the fuck you doing?
Yo, but y'all had so much influence, because I swear, literally being from Charlotte, everybody, I mean, shit, that's where I met David. Everybody that I knew was moving down from New York. Like, there were so many people from New York moving down to North Carolina. So y'all brought the style, you know what I'm saying? Y'all brought the all wheats, y'all brought the all white ones, you know, like literally it was like 1 year it was okay to have K-Swiss, and the next year, if you didn't have some fresh white ones, you was
out of here. You
done.
was whack.
Yeah. And like I got this white pair of ones. I finally like convinced my parents, you know, my dad to give me these joints, and like, you know, white ones, you know, you step the wrong way and they're done. You know, they're dirty. I remember I used to take the touch-up paint from my house and try to paint the motherfuckers over and try to make it white again. Because I was trying so hard to stay like, and you know, the first coat or two, it was cool. Then eventually it started caking on, and they was just like, nigga, didn't paint on your shoes, and it was just bad. It was all bad.
But if you think about it now, what year was that for you? Maybe
this was 04, maybe 03 or 04.
You say you 31.
Yeah.
And I remember the Air Force One from like 80. I mean, I'm 42, but I remember from like 86, 87, 88, my probably earliest memory. But now, all white Air Force One is like a staple, and no matter what genre, no matter what subculture you in, it's somebody walking around with a pair, and they could be dingy as fuck, or they could be crispy white, but you good money with those on, and that's
you gotta
crazy.
have a pair. You gotta have a pair. And the crazy thing, they started off as basketball shoes, because you look at them now and think that they was casual. Even if you Google them, they come up as casual. They don't come up as basketball. Yeah. It's crazy.
That's casual or lifestyle. Yep.
That's super wild. So you kind of mentioned, or you kind of tapped into it a little bit. You were saying like the time that y'all came up was really pivotal in, just in the world, but especially in New York. You know what I'm saying? In the late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of shit going on, you know what I'm saying, especially with, you know what I'm saying, with drugs, and it's, you know what I'm saying, like I can imagine. I'm not from there, you know, I hear the stories, I read the books, I watch the movies, I watch the interviews as much as possible, but how was it, you know, making sure that, you know, staying out of that shit, or did you stay out of it, you know, so did you get pulled in and, you know, got out?
I was out. I ain't never.
Don't incriminate. Nah.
Listen, that's. You can ask anybody that grew up with me or around me, man. Like, for whatever reason, you know, I was always a little scary. You know what I mean? My pops had me shook, and my mom's had me shook. So that was never any type of thing that I was gonna be involved in. You know, I got a lot of friends that involved themselves in that. Shout out to them for, you know, the ones that's still around. You know, it's just all about choices. It's all about choices and basically a roll of the dice. How you gonna get involved with something and how it's gonna come out. But yeah, that was nothing like, you know, any little dirt that I did was nothing that was gonna land me in no jail or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Because my parents was gonna kill me, so I wasn't even. It was a non-issue.
You wasn't scared of jail. You were scared of your parents. I feel that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was scared of jail too, but I was probably more scared of my parents.
I think like, the kids nowadays need to be more scared of their parents, because they really ain't no more.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Talk to it. They different. They real different.
Absolutely. But I mean, for me growing up, you know, pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? I definitely had people around me, you know what I'm saying, that was doing stuff. I had friends that was getting locked up for doing stuff, come home, do the same exact thing again, get locked up again. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, a cycle basically. You know, but I never dabbled in none of that stuff, man, you know, and the same thing. I didn't want to get my ass whooped, so stay away from it. You know what I'm saying?
And translating into the music, I mean, I know it's like I feel like it's, you know, I can't remember whose interview I was listening to, but he has said that it's almost easier for a rapper who actually did the real dirty shit to rap about it versus a rapper who did not do the dirty shit, who's not trying to rap about it, to like still rap. Because he was like, people just want to listen to some provocative, over the top shit when it's like, but why? You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to y'all,
when we talk about this all the time, like, we don't have that. For some people, it's cool. Like Lyphe said, we never had any intentions of fabricating our life. You know what I mean? Like, if for some reason at one point in my life, if I sold 1 gram of coke, I'm not gonna fabricate that into me moving 20 tons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just not. To me, it's not. It's pointless. But we don't have that lane. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, it's funny. I was thinking there was a comedian a while back. I don't remember his name, and I think I actually met this dude later on in life. But on his thing, he was like, "Yo, when niggas come home from jail, you know, granted it's a tough time and all that, but like they treat like our communities, we treat these niggas like, you know, they just got a doctorate degree. Like, you got niggas waiting on you. Niggas want to tell you to go get a haircut, take you to meet a lady. Right. But if you tell, I mean, at least back in the day, if you told a nigga like, yo, I'm going to college or I'm going to the military, like, my nigga, you stupid. What the fuck you doing all that for, nigga? We outside, you know. And you know, it's a mindset thing. You know, a lot of, when you immature, you think a certain way. Hopefully, a lot of people have matured past that. But anyway, we don't have that angle of, oh, we was drug dealers or we was shooting niggas, and that's cool. You know what I mean? We just talk about what is organic to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at with that.
Okay. And coming up in that time, or even I'll even say now, like, who are some of y'all's inspirations in the game? Or even if y'all have some, I asked that question.
I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I was saying to myself, it's funny that that's our lane, and we always stick to what we do. But if you talk about who we rock with right now, we fuck with heavy.
My name is Benny the Butcher Jr.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know what it is. Hold on. Matter of fact, this is my daughter calling me right now. Hold on. If I answer this call, it's gonna leave me in here.
You might be able to come back in if you.
Hold on.
It's all good.
But I was gonna actually build off of that when you was asking about like what people's infatuation is with like the like that type of like rap music and stuff like that. To me, ultimately, it's about that fantasy because I would say that the majority of people are not doing the stuff that they're reciting. You know what I'm saying? Like the artists they're listening to and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just that fantasy of what if I was this. This dude shooting everything up, or this drug kingpin or whatever it is. So that's where that like infatuation comes from. You know what I'm saying? Just, basically putting yourself in this person's shoes and saying, I am Benny or I am Conway. You know what I'm saying? That's
why don't they just do that and stay home though? Like I feel like when I feel like because you have so many people that do that shit and then they really go outside. And eventually somebody's gonna like, I don't know you, I don't recognize you. You're like you're talking about some shit that you ain't from here. And you know what I'm saying? That's just not a good position to be in. That's wild, man. So y'all was saying like, I mean, because I feel like because I can't remember who I was interviewing, but they said and I might be making this up. I might have been watching the interview. I just remember I heard this, but somebody was like, who's your inspiration? It was like, I don't got one right now in the game. It was like there just isn't one because nobody's doing what I'm trying to do. So I can't say that I inspire to be like any of these people. And it kind of sucks.
No, I could definitely respect it in one aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's nobody out there that's doing what you're trying to do, then it is what it is. But like your influence doesn't necessarily have to be in the game. It could just be like, something you're going through. It could be something from your job. It could be somebody that like you grew up with or whatever. It don't have to be like music all the time.
So who are some of yours? Like from say outside of music, outside of the game, just in life, who are some of your inspiration?
The dude on the screen with me. It's one of my biggest influences. Absolutely.
And that goes both ways.
You know what I'm saying?
That goes both ways.
And I think like when you're talking about life giving us choices, number one, you're talking about the fact that both of us were scared of getting our asses whooped by our parents and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But then just seeing him, be able to come from like the environment I know that he grew up in and to accomplish some of the things he did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna embellish. That's his story to tell. You know what I mean? But he's definitely accomplished like a lot in life. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of my biggest influences, if not like about the music, just in general. You know what I'm saying? So
I respect that. That's big shit. I feel like at this point, like there's so much crazy shit going on that anybody that you have around you, if they're not teaching you or influencing you in some type of way, why the fuck are they around? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I feel like people just have to understand that everybody has a purpose in this, you know what I'm saying, in this realm. And it's really fortunate for y'all that met each other, like I said, 30 years ago. And to still be, you know what I'm saying, right this, there's people I met, a long time. I wish we still, but I don't know what the hell's going on with them. But you know what I'm saying? So to y'all to be locked in like that, that's really dope. And I know y'all probably had this debate over all these 30 years, and hopefully it doesn't like, ruffle any feathers or whatever. Like we won't gotta end the live, but like who's the better lyricist?
Lyphe. Nah, let me tell you something.
Y'all said each other.
I'm gonna tell you why he's the better lyricist. One, I'm gonna be honest. I gotta send this email. I gotta pick up my dog. I always have 4,500 things to do, but he's the better lyricist because he's more technical.
I'm
You know what I
looking
mean?
for the mute
wanna
button
say
on
he
your shit. Where's his mute button at, bro? Where's his mute button?
he probably knows 5 more words than I do, so that adds to, you know what I mean, his ability.
Oh God.
But nah, like I'm just saying, just based on what I've seen, like Life could never tell you that he's seen me sit down and write, 32 bars or in 10 minutes and a hook and make it a whole cohesive song, because I've never done that. But I've seen him do that shit multiple times and be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what nobody say. I put that nigga up there with Black Thought. I put him up there with Royce. I put him up there with anybody who says this is the top 5. Life could easily fill that spot. The only difference is not, no exposure. People don't know who the fuck he is like that. But if they did, and I've been screaming this since 1992, factuals. Like, speaking of influences, this might have been before the battle or before I even knew he rapped. I was standing outside my building. This was in Daz Effects. They Want Effects came out, and he was walking up Riverdale, and niggas was like, yo, that's the nigga right there. That's him. And I'm like, that's him. What? They like, nah, that's that nigga that know the whole song word for word. Now, mind you, when Daz Effects came out with that song, nobody was rapping like that. And I definitely did not know what the fuck they was saying. Digga. I was like, what? Everybody was like, so this nigga, they was like, yo, come here. And he just started spitting the whole song off the top of his head. No beat in the background, the whole song. Now, mind you, I don't even know this nigga like that. But I was like, okay, I'm going home and I'm learning a Daz Effects song. And that's a fact. That's exactly what I did. I learned Mike Checker word for word because of this nigga. Bro.
Damn, that's wild.
I could actually recite that one too. I could probably do it right now.
Hey, go ahead.
I don't think
I'm good.
That's wild, man. Because it's just crazy. Like I said, especially with you, Star. You saying that you didn't even start writing until after y'all, linked up.
And that right there, you shut up. That right there is the reason why I'm saying that this dude is better, because you know what I'm saying. Like, I probably started rapping, I want to say maybe 3 years before him, 3-4 years before him, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. So for him to quote unquote look up to me, whatever, and then to develop the skill, you know what I'm saying. Listen. He's one of the few dudes I know. Fact. This is a fact right here. Fun fact. We've never said this out publicly in front of nobody before. He's one of the few dudes I know that will sit there and write a whole verse in his head. Like, people talk about doing that stuff, like Jay-Z. Listen, Jay-Z goes in the studio, to my understanding, he'll give you like 4 bars, 6 bars, and he'll stop. He'll go listen to the beat, think about it, whatever. This dude will write a 16 in his head, straight up.
That's
16.
Good.
Yeah. And listen, you listening to the stuff he's putting down on record, right? He's doing all of that in his head. He's not writing it down. He's doing it in his head. Yeah.
Nah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because that takes so many different types of skills going on to be able to keep that. Nah, that's fucking insane. I've always had like this, you know what I'm saying? I've always been really, you know what I'm saying, interested in the mind of the artist, man. Because some of the shit that y'all be doing, you know what I'm saying? Because, you can listen to some shit and tell, be like, okay, that took no effort for them to do. But you can hear some shit to be like, yo, they put a lot into that shit, man.
My shit be taking maximum effort. Man, like, and honestly, I think what it is that is in my, and I don't want to say like Life is a perfectionist, but like, I don't know. I just like, I want to make sure all my bars line up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, I hate to have a random bar that just doesn't, like, and then I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I've done it. Like, damn, I need to end this. I'm just gonna say anything as long as it rhyme and I'm out.
Yeah.
I hate when I get to that point.
Is it, do you feel like, I mean, does it ever get to a point where you just like, what the fuck rhymes with that? Or is it almost just like a mental tap out?
All the
like,
time.
Listen, every time. Yeah. And I get so upset because I'm like, yo, like I literally just learned about multi-syllabic rhyme schemes and all that when we was doing wins, losses, and draws. And Life, he does that, in my opinion, effortlessly. But like sometimes I get to a point where I use a certain like rhyme pattern or you know, the rhyming word or two words, and then I end up at a point where I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna find another word to rhyme with this. And then I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna stop worrying about it and come back to this in 2 months.
It takes that long sometimes.
Shit, sometimes, yo, for me, sometimes like, okay, to put it in perspective, when we did wins, losses, and draws, when I told Lyphe about the idea, he was like, let me think about it. I don't want to do this if we're just gonna make music to listen to in the car. And then we ended up meeting. I think I might have sent him a couple of beats, right? And then we ended up meeting in Syracuse for one of our other best friends' weddings. And when we got there, he was like, he told me before he got there, like, yo, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, all right. And it had been a minute since we did anything like, you know, music related. And then we was in the hotel room, and he pulled out this little Bluetooth speaker, and he started playing the beats and shit. And I want to say he hit me with like 7 verses. And I don't think I think I had like maybe 6 bars for All Black, and I maybe had like 10 bars for Oh Lord. And I was like, damn, now I have to deliver because I asked this nigga to do this, and he came out here prepared. Mm-hmm. So
that's that iron sharpen iron shit though.
Still sharp and steel.
Yeah. I definitely fuck with that. So like, have one of y'all ever dropped a verse and then the next person dropped a verse and be like, nah, I'm gonna go rewrite my joint?
I have. Matter of fact,
wait, what was the question? I don't know why my Bluetooth ain't connected. Hold on.
The verse.
Have you ever rewritten a verse?
The verse on Lo-Fi Tokyo, I actually rewrote. I rewrote the whole thing.
After you heard
4 verses for that.
what was it about? What was it about his verse?
4 verses for that.
What you switching to?
I was like,
I think for me it was so there's something that we talked about in terms of like, you know, writing and delivery and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And Star has really done a really good job mastering this. Personal opinion of mine is internals. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like a quick rap lesson, if you will. You know, most people will rhyme at the end of the bar, and he does that, but he also rhymes halfway through the bar on a lot of stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like on that verse, he did that, and I was just so impressed with it that I really wanted to put something out that I thought matched it. So, you know, for me personally, it took me 4 tries, but I actually, you know, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So,
meanwhile, I was struggling.
Damn, that's what's up though. That's crazy. I mean, yeah. I feel like, you know, that's one of the, like, if it's, I feel like it's probably, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably easier to, you know, to create when you really have somebody really pushing you like that. Because I know, you know, it's simple to, you know, to go to the gym by yourself. But when you try to, you know, y'all trying to outwork out each other, it's something different.
Nah, it's definitely, it does make it easy. I'm always the last. I mean, traditionally, Lyphe will tell you, back in the day, like, Lyphe would have recorded, you know, his verse on 4 different songs, you know what I'm saying? And we in the studio, our man's had a studio in his crib, and like, I wouldn't be finished my verse till 2, 3 in the morning. Everybody's asleep. I'm waking niggas up because I don't know how to operate the equipment. You know what I mean? I'm waking people up like, yo, I'm ready. They looking at me like, yo, it's bedtime. I'm like, yo, I'm ready. Go ahead. Nah, and my thing is, I don't want to say like I don't want to disappoint Lyphe, but I always want to make sure that I held my own. You know what I mean, on the track. I don't want it to be, and it could be an ego thing. I don't want it to be like, damn. Like this shouldn't even be a Star and Lyphe. Like he shouldn't even be in the group. You know what I mean? Like I want people to be like, all right, that nigga could rap too.
For sure. And you know, I think that has to be natural. Anytime that you have any type of duo, or really any type of more than one person, you want to be the weakest link. You don't want to be that one where it's just kind of like, it's like when I had this argument with people be like, you know, people who don't know what they're talking about clearly, but they'll look at Outkast and be like, oh, Big Boy's the weakest link.
No, he ain't.
He's a different link.
He ain't. He's a different link.
Absolutely.
You know, Big Boy is not weak at all. He's
that man
incredible.
is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you compare him or when you put him beside Andre and the way that Andre does it, yeah, Andre is one of the best lyricists to ever do it, clearly.
Right.
But Big Boy is nothing, he's nothing short of, you know what I'm saying, a great in what he does. So
he ain't no slouch.
Nah, not at all. He ain't a slouch at all.
At all. Like he's gonna hit you, and I think the thing about Big Boy too is like he doesn't really have to emphasize his bars. He doesn't have to emphasize his bars for it to still hit you. Like he doesn't really put a whole bunch of emphasis on the way he says it for it still to be like, God damn, did he just say that shit? Like it kind of fucked you up a little bit, man.
Listen. If we was compared to Outkast and somebody called me like the big boy of our group, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's big.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, man. Dude is crazy nice.
Yeah, but I think one of my really understand the weight of that.
One of my favorite Big Boy verses is it's not even an Outkast song. It's off that I know you waiting for daddy. It might be long, short, be patient because I'm coming for you. Ride dirty on 85, slow, taking it easy. Yo, he murdered that whole verse. Niggas is tripping if they thought he was a slouch. No way.
I think for some reason there was just a bigger, like, you know, pop culture or whatever that, you know, that pop thing. It was easier to sway more toward Andre when they went separately versus Big Boy, who stayed more on the rap side. But it's like when you listen to Speaker Box, it did not drop anything less than the Love Below. Like it was just as sonically pleasing. But you know, that's a whole other topic.
Absolutely. Listen, Speaker Box, Love Below. I'm a huge Outkast fan. That's one of my favorite anything in hip hop of all time. So Speaker Box, Love Below, Stankonia, ATLians,
Aquemini, all of them.
Aquemini. But I will say, yo, Dre's verse on the actual title track for Aquemini, I could literally close my eyes and just disappear in that verse, bro. That verse is phenomenal.
And the crazy thing is, like,
there was a boy who died. Lived happily ever after. That's another chapter live from Home of the Brave with dirty dollars, beauty parlors, baby ballers, bowling. All right, let me stop.
Hey, that shit.
That verse is so crazy.
Nah, it is.
All of them.
Like we talked about things like different eras, right? Because 3 Stacks been dope, but there was a period where niggas thought he was losing his mind, and he was still dope. But when he was messing with Erykah Badu and he was wearing the crocheted pants and all that, people was never talking. I mean, whatever, you can wear whatever you want, but it seems like everybody, he was always the punchline of a joke at that time. But he was still dope. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Erykah Badu had him eating that red clay. I mean, but you gotta think about, like, look at what happened to Common. You know what I'm saying? With the same way, it's like. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I respect it, man. She does something, you know. It's like, you know, Andre, Common, Jay Electronica. We see how that shit works, man.
They say don't look her in the eye, bro. You'll be all right.
Hey, man, listen, I lived in Dallas for too long. I was hoping to run into her, but also not, man. But yeah, man. So bring this shit all full circle, man. Just kind of wrapping it up. What would be some advice if y'all could both, the way I kind of phrase it, if y'all could send a text message individually to everybody in the world, like it would just pop up on everybody's screen like a notification and shit, like, you know, the CNN notifications that pop up all the time, what would it be? What would your message be to everybody?
Oh, damn. Were we talking about saving the world or as far as music?
Man, this is anything. Like, this is like literally if like God was like, you got one job. Go ahead and do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got a tattoo on my arm, so I'm gonna use the phrase on the tattoo and add a little bit to it, right? So the tattoo says, "Be true to yourself and spread love." That's pretty much it for me.
Damn, that's it. You know what I'm saying? He's wild, profound. I was about to say roll the dice, but realistically, I would say, take a deep breath and really think about that decision you're about to make.
Damn.
That's boss.
But we old niggas though, you know what I mean? So
hey, but listen, everybody need to hear that shit, man. Everybody need to hear that shit.
If you would have asked us this question 25 years ago, I already know that the answer would have been way different.
Fuck bitches and get models.
Pretty much.
Nah, that's real shit, man. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I make sure I ask that question because you never know where this shit can get to, who it's gonna reach out to, who it's gonna touch.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all coming on to the show, man. It's definitely been a pleasure talking to both of y'all. And make sure, and before we get off of here, please plug yourselves in. Like, let me know about anything y'all have out, anything y'all have coming out, where they can find you on social media, like all that shit. Please plug it in.
Go ahead, Star.
I'm at J to the Star, JAY, the number 2 THESTAR on Instagram. We got a new single that we dropping on March 18th, so be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna just drop the name of it. It's called Through My Eyes. It's a feature, but that's coming out on March 18th, and then we got a little bit of stuff lined up in the works coming after that.
No doubt.
I'm assuming he gonna plug his own individual page, but if he forget that the group page is at Star and Lyphe, so what is that? Ampersand or not ampersand? I don't even know what you call that sign, but
right up there at the top.
It's called the underscore. Yeah. So
the and sign.
Yep. So basically it's at Star STAR with an underscore, the and sign, the ampersand, and then LYPHE for life. You know what I'm saying? That's our, IG group page. And then my individual page, I see it at the bottom under my name over here in the box, but just in case it's not there, it's basically KHEY underscore WYOU underscore again. And that's on IG. That's also on TikTok.
For sure, man. I definitely appreciate y'all coming on again. And like I said, it's been a pleasure, man. Amazing, definitely conversation, and definitely y'all. I hope y'all. I don't know if y'all can see the comments over here, man. Y'all have had a lot of people in the comments.
Nah, we can't see.
You had a UVD pop up. You have royalty pop up. Bison's Revenge. This man, him and Show Rocker, they was in here like 4 hours early. They came into the chat. They was like, "Yo, where is everybody?" I promise you, it's hilarious. I'm gonna send you a screenshot. It's hilarious, man.
Yo, shout to Show. Yo, that's all family right there.
Right there. That's the extension of that's the pony crew right there.
Right. So shout to Show Rock, Bison, Royalty. UVD is like the fire holding us down. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate it. We appreciate everybody around us supporting us.
Already, man. Definitely. And like I said, everybody in the comments, I appreciate y'all coming in. And once again, this is Country Family Podcast. We out here for another episode. This is gonna be uploaded to all podcast streaming platforms here in about an hour. What's going on here in about an hour? And if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to Country Family YouTube right there in the link. You'll see the little subscribe button somewhere down there. Once again, I appreciate y'all coming out, man.
Definitely.
Real quick, also subscribe to the Star and Lyphe YouTube as well. Star and Lyphe. Go check
make
us
sure
out.
y'all do that. I'm gonna make sure that I put that link, and when y'all look up the podcast, that link will be in there. So I'll have like all y'all social media in there plugged in. So yeah,
appreciate that.
Subscribe, show the love. Already, man. Y'all be good out there.
All right, definitely. Thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
David, what up, bro? Love you.
Yer.